لله نحمده ونستعينه الحمد لله الأول بلا أول كان قبله والحمد لله الآخر بلا آخر يكون بعده الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المحمود الأحمد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. عباد الله أوصيكم بتقوى الله وإطاعة أمره. قال الحكيم في كتاب الكريم من بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. It's a blessing for all mu'mineen that they come to the masjid, a place of sajda to Allah, on the imamah of Ibrahim alayhi salam, where you are facing. This humble brothers of yours is only the organizer of your group, but in reality we all are establishing the nation of Ibrahim alayhi salam, as throughout the earth are facing the Kaaba of Ibrahim. Imagine for yourself that you are one of those billions of people that today you made that huge ring around the Kaaba of Ibrahim to say, Ya Ibrahim, the dua of yours that you say in Mecca, Rabbana Rabbaj al-Hada Baladan Amana. This balad, the city of Mecca, became the city of amniya, security for all of us, and the whole earth is paying attention to that city of Mecca and the Kaaba of Ibrahim. It was true and reality that the Kaaba of Ibrahim has been a place of idols, has been a place of all kind of no good things, and instead of the law of Allah. Unfortunately, it hasn't been cleaned up yet. Insha'Allah, as the time passes, the dua of Ibrahim actually becoming more and more accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the good people like you. We come here to the masajid on Yawm al-Jum'ah, a day of congregation, to say that, Ya Ibrahim, I have answered your call. Ya Allah, I have answered your call. Ya Rasulullah, I have answered your call. Which is, وَإِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَىٰ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ ذَلِكُمْ خَيْرٌ لَكُمْ إِن كُنتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. And we know that the Yawm al-Jum'ah, the day of congregation, came. A day that today we congregate together. For what reason? To say that we are all one nation. We all belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all follow the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala regardless of where we are. I was working, I left the work and I came to masjid. I was busy with varieties of the issues in my life, but Ya Allah, since you said وَإِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَىٰ ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, so we rushed to dhikrullah in this place. To dhikrullah, to remembrance of Allah, to say, Ya Allah, without you I wouldn't be here. How do you recognize Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He has given you the command? All of us has been living in this dusty earth 5 times a day. We elevate ourselves to heaven above. 5 times a day I say no to my desire and yes to the command of Allah. 5 times a day I make a great journey to heaven above by going over there as Rasulullah did. by following the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as he noticed that salat is written in the Holy Quran, but salat is not demonstrated in the Holy Quran. It does not have a rak'ah of the salat consisting of qiyam and ruku and sujood. How did I come to that conclusion? By the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as he moved to Mi'raj. And on Mi'raj he was shown by Jibreel alayhi salam that how to establish salat, how to perform salat. When he came down, then he says, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni yusalli. Do salat exactly as you see I am doing my salat. Therefore your body is no longer in the salat, the body of yourself. It is the body of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as you are performing the same thing as he has done. How lucky are we that Allah has gave us such a ni'mah, such a favor he has done to us. He brought us to salat. He made us to be totally connected to him 5 times a day and totally disconnected from everything else. As we say, Allahu Akbar. Allah, you are greater than what? Than anything that I can possibly think of. This blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has been given to us, then it is spread throughout the whole earth, as it is coming quickly, and inshallah ta'ala with the help of Allah, and the establishment of the nation of Ibrahim is coming more and more peaceful for all of us. As today we will see that Islam is more victorious than yesterday, but not as victorious as tomorrow. However, with that victory that is due to us and it is coming, make sure that the kuffar and munafiqeen will not sit still, will not become just quiet, and they are doing every plan and plot in order to not the justice be established on earth. What do? They create fear and war throughout the earth. They think that the word of Allah will not defeat them. As it was said, Kana haqqan alayna nasrul mu'minin. Has been written upon me, the right of me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the victory of believers. What do you do in order for that victory to not to become a reality? You create varieties of the plans and plots against the Muslims. You create the issues of the Shi'is and Sunnis. While when the bomb is dropped in an area of, be it in Afghanistan, Pakistan, or Syria, it does not recognize, a bomb does not have an eye to say this is Shi'i or Sunni, killing the Muslims. While we know that the Holy Quran says, وَلَن تَرْضَى أَنْكَ الْيَهُودَ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ. The Jews and the Christians will never be happy of you unless you become like them. And we have promised to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that وَاللَّهِ لَنْ يَتَّبِعَ. We will not follow them, and we will follow your command. They want to create fear in your heart that if you are so-called Shi'i of Al Muhammad, you will be under attack. They want to create the same thing. They say if you are a Sunni, the Shi'is are going to attack you. And this plot that they are really creating is nothing new. It all has been the same way. Most of you brothers and sisters that you come to this masjid, you know what is the concept of Shia and Sunni. Alhamdulillah, Allah has blessed us not with the masjid of Shi'i or masjid of Sunni, but masjid for Islam. As Quran says, this ayah that is written in here, وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ وَلَا تَدْعُ مَعَ اللَّهِ أَحَدًا. Masajid belongs to Allah. Do not say the masjid of Shi'is or masjid of Sunnis. Why is it that Allah is telling us? Long time ago he knew that they are going to have a masjid of Shi'is and they put a bomb in there, and then the masjid of Sunnis, supposedly a Shi'i goes and put a bomb in there, which is impossible. They won't do it due to the ijtihad that they follow. Therefore, they create a branch into the so-called Sunnism. And that branch does not belong to Sunnis. The Sunnis will never blow up the Shiites, nor vice versa. Those that they are doing it are the setup of the Zionist Israelis under the placard of Wahhabism. Those that they are doing all of that act, where in the Holy Quran says you have to do all of that crime? Where in the Holy Quran mentions to us that you go ahead and put a bomb among the innocent people? Where in the Quran says that you go ahead and kill yourself and the other people, you go to paradise? Except, Quran doesn't say it, but the British have been saying it and dictating it to Muhammad Abdul Wahhab. And now this problem of our ummah will not last long. For sure it will be finished soon. And then the victory is due to the Muslims. The victory is due to you, not because I'm saying that it is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said it. And then, Allah said the truth, and we follow it. With that, when the month of Ramadan comes, my dear brothers and sisters, that is a month that we learn how the things become easy for me. Why? يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْعُسْرَ. Allah wants to make the things easy for you. Easy to follow the command of Allah. Easy to recognize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had told the truth. And that truth will remain for 1400 years and yet millions of years yet to come. That truth is that it is not the first time that they are attacking Muslim and Islam. Through the history it has been attacked by the kuffar and munafiqeen. Through the history, with the name of truth, they created falsehood. With the name of justice, they brought terrorists. But the month of Ramadan comes, and it makes it easy for us to recognize what are we doing. That blessed month is close. And all and each and every one of us are really struggling in order to achieve that blessing day and the month as it comes. Lifting up from this dusty earth to heaven above. Be the friend of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is in heaven. Say, the moon of the heaven is giving me the direction that when the whole course of Ramadan starts. Lifting up to the heaven above, say, the owner of heaven, give me the sun to say from what time to what time I will be fasting. Lifting up to the heaven above, and to see how the Quran that it is revealed to me, Hablullah al-Mateen, that is Holy Quran, and Muhammad and Al Muhammad, what do they tell me to do during the month of Ramadan? And then, as we go every day, we read the juz of the Quran as our book. We elevate ourselves to do the talawa of the Holy Quran, talawa, not qara'a. As we mentioned, the difference between talawa and qara'a. كل التلاوة قراءة وليس كل القراءة تلاوة. Talawa of Quran is whenever that you read it with tadabbur, it elevates you. It makes you better than before. It teaches you something. That is a talawa. Tal is a high hill. That's the talawa of the Quran. You may read something, some novel, but it doesn't do any good to you. That is not a talawa, that's a qara'a. So, when you do the talawa of the Holy Quran with tadabbur, it lifts you up to a higher degrees every day. And finally, it brings you to a qadr, to know, Ya Allah, the qudra belongs to you, not to the super evils. All the power is yours, not anybody else's. I am under your command and your power. And I will stay under your command and power regardless of what they tell me. I become one of those that the Holy Quran mentions to me. Inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim wa lahum yahzanun. Those that they are the friend of Allah, those that they are with Allah have no fear nor sadnesses. The fear and sadness will not be with me. But rather, the command of Allah will govern my life. Once it happens, then the ease comes and the hardship vanishes. Allah wants to make it easy for you. Ya Allah, when that month comes. Such a blessing that we will have. That my hunger, my feeling is completely changed into your command. It is no longer what I want, but rather what you want. It is no longer I am thirsty. Your command is replacing all of my thirst. My thirst is not only a feeling that I have in my mouth. All of my particles of my body says thirst. Therefore, all of that is replaced by the command of Allah. And that is why when that month comes, inshaAllah ta'ala, as we know, that all of your action is ibadah. Everything that you do is worship. Be it sleeping, talking, and reading the Quran and walking. It is all ibadah. Why is it that it is all ibadah? It's because you are, in totality, your body is nothing but the command of Allah with it. And that command is moving to you. Such a blessing that the month of Ramadan is going to be given to us. And finally, we know that the last 10 days, the 10 odd days of the month of Ramadan, odd nights of the month of Ramadan, we come to Laylatul Qadr, the night of power. A night that is better than 1,000 months. If you want to say how many years is the 1,000 months, it's equal to 83 years and 4 months. All of that year, if I didn't know, Ya Allah, power belongs to you, if I didn't know that I have to follow you, if I didn't know that your command has to govern my life, one night, Quran will become my love. Quran, not by only the Quran that you kiss it and put it away, but the Quran that it becomes a constitution of me, a manual of my life. And if I do, then no longer Quran is the book that it has to be kissed and put way on top of the shelf and not to be there. Yet rather, it will become in my pocket continuously, saying, tell me what should I do. Read it and make yourself to the talawa, higher degrees continuously. And if I come to that Qadr, which is better than 1,000 months, inshaAllah ta'ala, all of us will do, then we celebrate that beautiful month of Ramadan, and Eid al-Fitr, which is called returning me to my fitrah, returning me to my reality, returning me to what you want me to be, that you are the Father of samawati wal ard. You are the one that you have put the whole particle of heaven and earth together. Then I will become the man that I have elevated myself, and then the Ramadan have been a Ramadan every day that I have elevations to the higher degree until I become what you want me to be. With that, looking forward for another couple of weeks to be together in order to make it easy to establish the nation of Islam. In order to make it easy how to become a true Muslim without the plots and the schemes that they are throwing against us. We become the one that once somebody says, if you go ahead and blow up this one and that one, you go to paradise, then I know the Quran does not dictate that to me at all. Brother, it says if you do that, you go straight to hell. I read that Quran, that becomes my constitution, rather than somebody else dictates to me without reading the Quran, as the Christianity is. Let the only minister tell you what to do rather than reading the Bible. No, we will become a living Quran. As we read the Quran, understand the Quran, and inshaAllah ta'ala, we will act upon the Quran. Ya Rabbi, Ya Allah, bless this ummah, bless all of these people that they came to the masjid, and help them today to be better than last week, but not as good as next week, inshaAllah ta'ala, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, وإنشاءالله أن تنبيه من الإجابة. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والأصل إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المحمود الأحمد حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم. A man went to the Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says, a great enemy had been attacking me and doesn't have any mercy to me, to my family, to my children, to nobody. He said, who is that enemy that has been attacking you? He says, an enemy that really almost is stopping that I breathe. He said, well, what is it? He said, it is a faqr. It's a poverty. It's a poverty of two kinds. One is a poverty of the money, that you don't have any money to give to anybody. If you don't have that money to give it to anybody, that faqr, that poverty actually is the enemy of each and every one of us. And what do they do to us in order for that poverty to come to our land, to our society, to our community, to the Muslim land? Bring that poverty by the war, by the dispute, by creating the dispute amongst the Muslim. One becomes Shi'i, the other one becomes Sunni. One becomes this school of thought, one becomes that school of thought. Many times if you read some of the books, unfortunately, that we have, it's sad to say that it seems like the plot has been continuously working in order for Muslims to be true. We have the land that it is loaded with all the mines, gold, oils, everything. But we are unable to go ahead and take it out. We are unable to go ahead and make our life a little bit better. Why is it? They don't give you a chance to go ahead and have the universities to be engineer coming out of those. They bomb it. They don't give you the chance to go ahead and become educated. They call you varieties of the names. That once you are educated, he says, don't you go ahead, don't you dare to shed a light on the area that we have made it dark. Do not do that. If you do that, then you will be tagged terrorist. But Allah's light is the light of heaven and earth. You will go ahead and educate yourself. Not only education of the colleges that we are talking about, but ittaqullah yu'allimkumullah. Have Allah awareness with you, then Allah will teach you. Become Allah your commander in every aspect of your life, then He will elevate and teach you in that. That is where our ummah is lacking. Taqwa. Most of them are following varieties of the people, even though we know that savagely they will go to the house of Sheikh Hassan Sha'atar, as you probably have heard it, in Egypt. What do they do to him? With the bat, they kill her, they kill their children, and they kill him. While he is actually, they are videoing it. What can I say? I hate to talk about these things, and really a gathering of our dear brothers and sisters. But you know what is going on. With whose name? Sunnis have done it. It's impossible. There is no such a thing existing on humanity, period. Why do you do that? You think we are dumb? You think you will stick your head under the snow and you see nobody can see you, nobody can see you because you don't see anybody? We all know. No human being will tear up the stomach of somebody and bite the heart of them. This is not human. Don't call it Shia. Don't call it none of those things. And we know for sure that all of that plot is to bring poverty, to bring war, to bring disaster to our nations, and then they will plunder our earth, and then we will become all under their control, which is too late. Too late. Muslims have awakened. It's too late. Muslims are really, with the, alhamdulillah, varieties of the technology that they have in their hand, they click it and they find the truth. And based on that, we would like to say Even though, allow me to open up a parenthesis here and tell you, that there is no Jum'ah in our masajid, or any masajid that we are talking about, that we don't have a jinni among us. We do. Let them hear it. Somebody comes in order to give a report. What was the khatib of this Jum'ah, that Jum'ah? It's all right, perfectly all right. Let them, the message be conveyed to their bosses, that we know it. And your plot is surely failing. And it will happen. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah ta'ala, expedite the coming of justice and bless us and keep us away from the enemy. اللهم انصر الاسلام والمسلمين اللهم انصر من نصر الدين اللهم انصر جيوش المسلمين وعساكر الموحدين واخذل الكفار والمنافقين والمستكبرين والمشركين عباد الله ان الله يأمر بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون ولذكر الله اكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر والانسان والانفس الا الذين امنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر قوموا الى صلاتكم يرحمكم الله.
So Shiraz Bey would come up, please.
The certificate, of course, it says, in the name of Allah, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Man lam yarif imam zamanah mata mitat al-jahiliyyah." The one that who does not recognize his imam of time, his death is of those that is death of Islam. Then it says certificate of application issued to individual, of course, this time it is Shiraz, that for counseling service of the Rajas camp of beginning our own man together for expediting the appearance of Imam Mahdi according to the Sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam on June 2013, which is Sha'ban 1314, which is signed by parents, campers, and the board of directors of the National Mosque, and finally the signature of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The bottom of that, and inshallah it will lead to its happiness. So this will be given to our brother Shiraz as a good.
Our next voice counselor not only showed the best character, but also inspired that same character in each and every one of his team members. Jafar Husseini.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
The next one, I was very blessed to have her as one of my closest friends at camp and my closest aides, Sarah Smith.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Finally, the youngest of our counselors and arguably the most enthusiastic, Nargis Momin. Nargis.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
So we have a few sisters that we thank not only for nourishing the minds of these campers, but also during their time at camp, these sisters nourished our bodies and prepared some of the best food that I've eaten. So if we could get both of our food coordinators, please, Asma Hussein and Shane Zaidi. For the wonderful dessert that we enjoyed all through camp, I'd like to call Sister Shelley Sahafia. Now, as I mentioned, the kids enjoyed a number of wonderful workshops. The kids learned to bond as a team, they learned how to play as a team, and they learned how to pray as a team with the help of Sister Latifa Barnett and Mrs. Jabez. I'd like to thank our super counselors before I give out this one last bridge for this.
There is two of them. We have two that really, not two, all of them, to be honest with you. Khadija, mashallah, sometimes you don't know how much of the power when Allah wants to help you will be on you. Few hours of sleep. Finally, I say, when did you eat? She doesn't remember. Finally, I have to go in and fix her food. I say, eat, because as soon as the camp is finished, people are talking to you. That's the next program. Alhamdulillah, for this blessing that we have for our dearest Khadija Sayyidi. May Allah protect her and do the best for her. This is one program. And then the next one, and Alhamdulillah, he is blessed with our community. He is blessed with not only our every community, and one of us, our dearest brother Yusuf Rambo, which I really, we can't say nothing except your dua must be followed by all of these people that are coming. They have
I'd like to make a special shout out to Brother Sada. His help was incredible throughout the camp, and from all the kids, the most praise I've heard is for Brother Sada. And finally, the one who was from the very beginning, the most persistent in pursuing the dream of having a camp here for children, my father.
Of course, that certificate was given to her. The next thing that it was very nice, what happens on the day of judgment? I know we can't possibly thank her. Children wrote a lot of beautiful things on the last 2 pages of this book that it is there. And then they express all of their love and gratitude to our sister Khadija that has done such a great job. Again, may the dua be with you, inshallah ta'ala. This is there. And also from the community that they love to say that only a token of our appreciation to her. So this
Just like to say one thing about this book. Considering, how much of a control freak I was being, and trying to make sure I knew something about everything, it's amazing the kids got this through under my nose, and I had no idea. Thank you so much.
Alhamdulillah.